The president got a little money for his beautiful wall, but things are about to get ugly in Texas, where private property owners are going to fight like hellbound honey badgers in order to keep their land. The president was able to narrowly avoid a government shutdown by resentfully taking the tepid $1.375 billion congressional handout. But now that he's declared a national emergency and is breaking DOD and DHS piggy banks, he feels emboldened to break ground as well. Here's the problem with the government taking. Sometimes private landowners aren't always in a mood for giving. If you've had your land for a couple hundred years, you're probably not inclined to just sign your birthright over to Uncle Sam for a few pesos on the dollar. It's a pretty subjective process figuring out land value, but if your family name and identity are inextricably linked, chances are you'll hold on to what's yours, even if it means a lengthy court fight. The president has, best case scenario from the legislation and emergency declaration, about $8 billion to spend on the wall. And that's just for the wall building part, not the land buying, with 2/3 of borderland in private hands. The feds are going to have to write quite a few big checks, and that will make the process unsustainable. And while rich landowners can afford a team of lawyers and brokers to shiv the government for higher payments, regular people will be pretty screwed with very little recourse. Not to mention the government taking property from private individuals, and that is wrong. What if this precedent means a future lefty president tries to do the same thing with even more private property to build wind and solar farms? Both causes, immigration and climate change, are built upon emotional hysteria designed to whip people up and scare them into being separated from their money and their land. Eminent domain cases are not quickly settled. 20% of the ED cases stemming from the 2006 Secure Fence Act are still in legal limbo, still making their way through the courts. And only adding to that legal stockpile seems fruitless and futile. Texas is ready to fight, and the distraction, this heartless thievery, will soon show, it will eclipse the false urgency for the wall, as poor little old people being stripped of their homes will be a highly exploitable piece of counter-propaganda. And that's the memo.